In contrast to its shonen Jump peers, Bleach brought about a unique flair and swagger with its mature art, themes and characters. Starring teens and set in a world not too different from our own, Bleach aesthetically set itself apart from its contemporaries such as Naruto while attracting a huge fanbase. The anime series made waves all over the world, firmly establishing itself as one of the pillars of shonen anime back in the early mid-2000s. With it ending almost a decade ago, I'm not sure if many people still have fond memories of the show, and that's precisely what this video is for. Why don't we take a trip down memory lane and take a look at some of the top moments in Bleach's storied history. Of course, a top 10 list of memorable moments wouldn't be complete without the one that started it all, Ichigo becoming a Shinigami. To sum up, the main character Ichigo Kurosaki's life changes in an encounter with the Shinigami Rukia Kuchiki. When a hollow attacks the Kurosaki household, Rukia gets injured. With him as their only hope, Ichigo accepts the responsibility and lets Rukia stab him, transferring her powers to him and turning him into the substitute Shinigami. It's a strong and powerful image that fittingly kicks off this epic supernatural adventure. Next is Aizen battling the captains and wizards in Fate Karakura Town. Need more proof that Aizen is by far one of the most broken villains ever conceived in anime history? Look no further from this whole sequence in Fate Karakura Town. After the united front of the Gote and the wizards finish taking care of business, it should be easy, right? Aizen's camp's down to him and Gin, and he has a whole bunch of powerful opponents ready to gang up on him. The battle starts and he easily dispatches a few captains. However, the numbers game would eventually catch up to him, and he finds himself finished off by Hitsugaya in poetic fashion. Not. When were you under the impression that Aizen can be done in by lowly captains and wizards that don't even comprehend his power? And he's only getting stronger and stronger as the battle rages on. Orihime is the next moment, the one where she says goodbye to Ichigo. You see, Orihime's powers have put her in Aizen's sights. Aizen sends various forces to act as a diversion. The one who finally intercepts the girl is none other than his fourth espada, Ulquiorra. Threatened by Ulquiorra, Orihime agrees to go with him to Hueco Mundo. However, for someone who's the embodiment of nihilism, the espada isn't as heartless after all. Instead of taking her straight to Aizen, Ulquiorra allows Orihime to say her farewells to one person without anyone else's knowledge. For Orihime, the choice is clear as day. Finding herself inside her choice's room for the first time, she confesses her love to a sleeping Ichigo. In her confession, she tells him of her dreams and reaffirms her love for him. This is a dramatic scene that sets the stage for the next arc. The scene where Orihime can't bring herself to kiss Ichigo, and the confession that follows remains, for me, one of the key scenes for this girl in the entirety of Bleach. You can't help but feel sad for her as she says her supposed last farewell.
ありがとう、黒崎くん。
殺せ、神死にの槍。貴様。胸に穴が開いて死ぬんや。本望ですやろ。
In a seventh place is Gin's betrayal of Aizen. Talk about top 10 anime betrayals or what? For me, one of the moments that struck me the most as I watched the end of the Aizen arc is the scene where Gin pierces his sword right through Aizen's chest. He reveals the trick to playing around Kyoka Sugetsu as well as the true nature of his Bankai. It's here that Gin's true intentions are revealed. All this time he'd spent being by Aizen's side, establishing him as a close ally, everything is for the sole purpose of exacting revenge on this man for Rangiku's sake. How fitting that even his Bankai's name can be translated related to God-killing spear. It's as if Gin's been destined to kill Aizen all along. All is for naught as Aizen revives almost immediately and puts a quick end to Gin's ambitions. Gin spends his last moments lamenting his failure and apologizing to Rangiku. On a more hopeful note, he lives long enough to see Ichigo emerge out of the Dangai. Upon seeing the fire of resolve in the teen's eyes, Gin finally dies knowing that he can leave the rest to Ichigo.
案ずることはない。唐倉町が破壊されるまでもなく、君は。
Next up, it's Ichigo arriving at Karakura Town to fight Aizen. Just as Aizen seems unstoppable and all hope seems lost, out of the Dangai comes none other than Ichigo. Gone is the hesitant youth with shaky resolve and the Ichigo that wavered against Gin's relentless assault. Thanks to the time he trained inside the Dangai, Ichigo stands before Aizen a completely mature and confident combatant. One doesn't have to look anywhere but his appearance to see proof of a man who's been through hell and back. Thanks to the training, Ichigo has transcended his limits far beyond what Aizen has become. To further this point, Ichigo simply grabs Aizen and throws him down in order to have a fight where the two of them wouldn't be interrupted. One does not simply manhandle Aizen like that. It's finally time for the final showdown.
始めようぜ、アイゼン。一瞬で終わらせてやる。最後の月が天書ってのは俺自身が月がになることだ。
Number 5 is of course the final Getsuga Tensho. The battle against Aizen's been going well so far. Breaking enhanced Kido with his arm? Check. Destroying the landscape with a swing of his sword? Check. To cap it off, he also returns a year-long favor to Aizen by stopping Aizen's sword with his hand. With Aizen reeling and shaking in disbelief, Ichigo decides that it's time to finish the fight once and for all. It's here that he unveils the culmination of his Dangai training, the final Getsuga Tensho. In terms of hype, nothing really compares to seeing Ichigo with an ominous aura and sleek new attire in his bid to finally defeat the overpowered villain in anime. His finisher, Mugetsu, is especially important because it's a move that eliminates the last traces of his Shinigami power once he's used it. It's truly an all-or-nothing attack that seeks to end Aizen before the latter can continue evolving past Ichigo's power level.
Ichigo.
Easily taking the fourth spot on this list is Ichigo interrupting Rukia's execution. Talk about coming in the nick of time. Right as Rukia's about to be executed, Ichigo saves the day by stepping between the giant fiery phoenix and Rukia. Pandemonium follows for Soul Society's forces. Two senior captains who've had their suspicions make their move, disabling the Sokyoku and confronting head captain Yamamoto. More importantly, Ichigo succeeds in doing the thing that he set off to do, rescuing Rukia. After leaving Rukia in Renji's care and easily defeating the vice captains, all that's left for Ichigo is his date with destiny.
見えてるって言ったろ。口木Byakuya。
奇跡は一度だ。二度はないぞ、小僧。
For our third moment, Ichigo vs Byakuya's a shoo-in. What makes the Ichigo vs Byakuya fight so great, you ask? It's important to note that this fight happened way before character powers went over the top and fights started becoming predictable reveal fests where the one who runs out of new powers loses. What we have here is a fight that pits two of the key players in the story together, letting them face off in a clean, one-on-one fight with everything on the line. Ichigo had just saved Rukia in one chain of badass moments. Meanwhile, Byakuya was never overhyped like Aizen, but he's considered a very powerful opponent and is fresh off making mincemeat out of his vice captain that just obtained Bankai. More than a battle of strength, this fight is also a clash of ideals. Ichigo and Byakuya's fight at the end of the Soul Society arc would go down as one, if not the best fight in Bleach history. The action is back and forth, with Ichigo showcasing his new Bankai that lived up to the hype and knocked the proud captain down a peg.
奇跡は一度だったよな。じゃあ二度目はなんだ。
お前は誰だ。
Ichigo's full hollow transformation finds its way to the second spot on the list. Throughout most of the Waco Mundo arc, Ichigo's done a pretty good part in playing the underdog. The final fight against Ulquiorra in particular showed how outmatched and outclassed Ichigo is. A dramatic moment in that fight is when Orihime and Ishida chase after the two combatants, only to be greeted with the sight of Ulquiorra delivering the finishing blow to our protagonist, blasting a hole through his chest. Hearing Orihime's cries of despair, something awakened within the practically dead Ichigo. His inner hollow. Now taking over the host's body, the hollow turns the tables and destroys Ulquiorra in one chilling sequence of events. Even his secret technique gets brushed aside by this incredible force that aims to destroy everything in sight. If you ever wondered what a completely unleashed hollow Ichigo can do, look no further from the episode featuring this scene.
ありがとうひなもりくん。本当にありがとう。さようなら。
Aizen's iconic reveal as a traitor to Soul Society takes number 1 on this list. Did you get caught off guard by this before? A lot of us sure did. After spending most of the Soul Society arc dead, Aizen turns up near the end of the arc to the shock of everyone. For so long, Gin's been the one that's been set up as the orchestrator of the arc's events. Kubo had other ideas and Gin ends up being just a co-conspirator all along. To demonstrate his power, Aizen wastes no time mowing through 2 captains. Bankai Hitsugaya and Bankai Komamura both fall to him in one hit, and so he finally finds himself face to face with Ichigo and Renji. The fight goes as well as you'd expect. After extracting the Hogyoku from Rukia, Aizen gets forced back temporarily. Along with his 2 captain accomplices, he leaves for Waco Mundo, and that's the last we saw of the gentle, bespectacled Captain Aizen and Ichigo's theme. Seriously, if memory serves me right, that's really the last time we hear the vocal version of number 1. Guess Aizen killed the singer off too. And that's a wrap. But honestly, I feel that I'm not done talking about Bleach. Throughout its decade-plus run, Bleach had its share of ups and downs, but it definitely has no shortage of iconic and epic moments. 10 entries just doesn't cut it for this, because this anime has so much more to offer that can be contained in just one video. Will we be seeing a part 2 of this, or would you like to see a top 10 Bleach fights video? If this video gets 5,000 likes, I'll definitely consider it. If you're interested in seeing more anime goodness, please take the time to like and subscribe to ViniiTube.